Okay. And here we go. I should really take advantage of this time and just eat. Start stuffing my face with food. While I wait for everybody to show up. Oh, I see something already. I can't read it though. No, here we are. Yeah, coffee. I do have my coffee. I have my Cliff Bar. Got different Cliff Bars than usual. Peanut butter banana with dark chocolate. And they are fantastic. I don't normally have to share my Cliff Bars with anybody, but they are fantastic. Hi, Tropical Tom. As I stuffed my face full of food. Yeah, so if you missed it, Grant Imahara, I think I pronounced it correctly, passed away suddenly, not of COVID, but he had an aneurysm. So, yeah, it's very unfortunate. Because from what I can tell, he was a good guy. And he really did enjoy building things and educating. Uh, the educating part I'm thinking of is through Mythbusters. So, very tragic. I say that with a mouthful of food, but you know. So how you doing, Noel? How you doing, Tropical Tom? I know you've been jonesing for daily space and coffee and whatnot. I have not worked on... Oh! You're animating a character eating someone. I can pretend... Or eating something. I can pretend this is a live reference. It sure is. Oh, you're working the census tomorrow. Oh shoot, I still need to do the census. Um... I haven't done it yet. I don't really have a good excuse. I also haven't done my taxes. Yes, I know they're due tomorrow. I think I'm just going to end up filing an extension. Which is probably going to suck, because I think I owe taxes. But I don't have my crap together, and I'm not going to get it done in time for the deadline tomorrow. So I'm just going to file the extension. And it's free to file the extension. I don't need a professional help for that. Hello, Wayne. Nom nom nom. So how you been, Wayne? What are you drinking? I'm sure Wayne has some great beer. I'm just gonna say, Wayne, coffee at this hour? For where you are in the world, that's a bad idea. Yeah, I'm a touch early, Guido. I have furry alarm clocks now. The because of the nature of the move, which I've already complained about, we don't have a bed frame. So we have a mattress on the floor, and I actually don't mind it. I actually don't mind it because I have two elderly dogs, one of which is really short anyways. And if we had a bed frame, she'd need to be placed on and off the bed. With the bed on the floor, she can get on and off the bed as she pleases, even though if somebody's sleeping on the edge of the bed closest to the door, she will make noises about how she can't get on the bed because she's too lazy to walk around to the foot of the bed and like use her little dog bed to, because it's still, the bed is thicker than she is tall. But yeah, the dogs can get on and off the bed easily, and it's not a big deal, and I don't mind it. Eventually, we may get a bed frame. We may not. There was one I really liked at, I'm trying to think. At IKEA that was like $100. I remember it being a pain to put together, but it was pretty solid for $100 frame. I think that was like the frame plus the slats plus everything else. So maybe it wasn't. But hi, Refs Map. And yeah, Guido. I think mattress on the floor happens on all moves. Was it a Malm? I don't remember. It was pine wood. It was pine wood. No particle board at all on it. So, and it just happened to be cheap. So Refsmat asks, has anybody not seen the comment yet? Me and Pamela have not seen it. So. And Tropical Tom, no, it's not your imagination. There have been, I think tomorrow, there's a launch later, there's a launch later today. There's a launch later today, this afternoon. We will cover it. There were supposed to be 2 launches later today. They were going to be 10 minutes apart in their launch times, and they were on opposite ends of the world. SpaceX scrubbed. So now we just have the Japanese launch. So maybe we'll get lucky. But I know the launch that happens this afternoon. Oh, the Japanese launch scrubbed? Okay. Are you serious? Oh my. Part of me is not mad about this, though. Here's why I'm not mad. I have the file started for tomorrow's show. I haven't done any brain dumps. I haven't gone on Weibo. I haven't pulled up, like, I think I've pulled up, like, 1 press release, and that was for Rocket Labs. Don't do it, dogs. Don't bark. Be good. Be good. Okay, cool. You're being good. And, like, I don't remember how, I think there's, like, 4 or 5 launches in tomorrow's show. And at least 3 of them are Chinese. And one of them, yeah, there's 5 launches in tomorrow's show. 3 of them are Chinese. One's from Israel, and that is some kind of observational satellite. So I can't remember if it's a spy-ish satellite or if it's just an observational satellite. Keep in mind, observational satellites can be used for spying. So yeah, everybody wants their own set of eyes in the sky. Which is fair. It's fair. It's fair. You are allowed to have your own set of eyes in the sky. So yeah, failed Rocket Lab launch, 3 Chinese launches, not all of which were successful, and the Israel launch. So I have I still have to update my spreadsheet with the data. I have to update. I have to go and add the slides. I have to find videos for everything. I may not be able to find videos for everything. I don't think they advertised the launch beforehand. I forget what the payload was. So I think I was taken aback by it. It was like, what? They weren't supposed to launch anything this week. Or when I took the week off, I took the week off of not caring about rocket launches. But I don't think it was advertised beforehand. I might be wrong. Mm-hmm. That's the launch I'm talking about. MBS is like, yeah, that's a spy satellite. I'm going to need your help with pronunciation. So, okay. Then I'm going to go probably watch Scott Manley's video today, later on it. Because I'm hoping Scott Manley got at least the pronunciations right. That way I don't have to make you do work. Okay. Or that. I mean, if you don't mind, I appreciate it. Oh, he butchered it. Yep. I'm gonna hit you up on voice chat. I don't promise to get it right. I promise to get it close. And it's scary how well I've gotten, or how I've gotten okay-ish at like Chinese pronunciation. But I should like take a screenshot of my slides at some time, like my script for the slides, because I think they're edited and cleaned up and they're posted on the website. But the like anything that's difficult for me to pronounce that I know ahead of time is going to be difficult for me to pronounce is bolded and italicized. Yeah, I don't I don't know. See, I would want to say palnachim, palnachim, but I have a feeling that's wrong. I have a feeling that's wrong. Palnachim? I don't know the pronunciation. Yeah. Yeah, see? I think I need to learn the pronunciation rules for Hebrew. Palnachim? 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 Noel's like, I'm asking Ambius. I don't know either. Yeah. Tropical Tom points out people still cannot agree on how to pronounce the Gemini program. Oh, the CH is like H. Palnahim? Palnahim? Okay, the C is like H, so it's not a ch sound, it's more of a h sound. Paul M. Achim. No, Paul M. Heem. Paul M. Ahim. Closer, yes. Okay. We'll figure it out on voice chat later. Also, how can there be arguments over how to pronounce Gemini? Like, it's one of the zodiac constellations. So. Oh, it's the same H in Hanukkah, which is a throaty sound that doesn't exist in English. Jiminy? Why are people pronouncing it Jiminy when it's Gemini? What? Really? The official name is Jiminy? What? Why? Why? Why, Gemini? Why? Or how I would pronounce the J in Spanish. Okay. That is actually helpful, and I don't have my notebook up here. Like the J in jalapeno. Okay. Okay. I can work with that. I'm like, hi, Mike. I think this discussion was covered in From the Earth to the Moon by Tom Hanks. Guido says, I always call it Gemini with the I at the end because it's also basically the German pronunciation. I do not know Klingon. I probably know people that know Klingon, and I just don't know it. Alright, so... And I'm gonna write... I have Notepad open. CH is more like H, but really like J in jalapeno. So, hello, Gers. Tropical Tom says, I forget the explanation, but it had something with differentiation from the constellation to the mythical character. Oh, Jiminy versus Gemini. I mean, but normally, I don't know. Hello, Gers. Ambia says, this reminds me of how when they pronounced the name for Berry Sheet, everyone immediately pronounced it Bear Shit. This is why I asked you how to pronounce Berry Sheet, because I did not want to say Bear Shit. I, looking back on it, like, I think I would have said sheet correctly, but, like, I don't think I would have pronounced the berry part as berry. I think I would have gone more like bear. So it would have been bear sheet. Oh. Refsmat says, I think NASA had a technical background, not an astronomical background, and they got manuals for Jiminy. And the manuals for Jiminy were circulated before they got a verbal briefing from someone who knew the myth. And there's a Jupiter opposition tonight. Somebody was asking about the if I'd seen Neowise. I have not seen the comet. High Speed Rack was asking. I have not seen it. I live in the Midwest. I went from a place that had a lot of cloud cover for most of the year to a place that doesn't have quite as much. So, Noel says, when looking at non-English, it's often safer to expect all I's to be pronounced E. Oh my goodness, I love how language messes up like that. Ambia says, it's like how when Microsoft announced the Zune, everyone in Israel was laughing because in Hebrew, Zune means fornication because they didn't have people that knew languages on the naming thing. They're like, Zune, that's a fun word, right? Right? Wrong. I mean, it is a fun word, but I don't know if I would want my MP3 player related to a word for fornication. Yes, Refsmat. So this is like when you get a new named project at work without a pronunciation guide, and the first person to say it out loud causes a consonantal shift. Yes, indeed. Did you know that there is such a thing for, so the base at the South Pole, right? Where literally international scientists are sent for a year or so. I guess there have been Because I guess uh, Nova. Yeah. I think that also means that, no, not quite the same thing in French. Um, so anyways, and so they have people that are stationed down in South Pole for research and whatever, and they're actually over time is a pronunciation shift, like a little accent that is developed between all of amongst all of the researchers there, and it's very interesting. There's only been like one published study on it where they compared the speech patterns and pronunciations of the people before they went down there, and I think while they were down there incrementally, and when they came back. So there's only been like one published study on it, but there's part of me that's like, if it wasn't so much extra work, I wonder if they would do that like for every round just to get everything else. So, yeah. Ambia says, "Oh, I wonder if that happens in the ISS if they stay long enough." I imagine it does. Um, but I think I don't know who gets more contact with the outside world. The people in Antarctica or the people on the ISS. Because the astronauts on the ISS are doing EPO a lot. That is part of their job. So, yeah. Yeah. Tropical Tom says if anybody is interested in going to work on Antarctica, Operation Deep Freeze does hire civilians for various tasks. There you go, people. High Speed Rack is like the outside world shivers. Refs Matt says the language shifts. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the same thing does happen at summer camp because it's an isolated community. Ambius says my accent definitely shifts when I'm in certain areas with different accents, but my accent is not native to begin with, so it's probably more malleable. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. Mike Cassidy says I can do North Carolinian accent for being at Fort Bragg. Like I always say that I don't feel I have an accent, but that's wrong because everyone has an accent. And my friends from California are like, "Yeah, you have an accent," and I'm like, "But you guys all sound normal to me. How do I not sound normal to you?" Like, but they can't ever explain how my accent is. It's like I don't I could have picked up a lot of the Appalachian bits that like my grandmother used to have and my grandfather probably still kind of has, like warsh instead of like wash, which I don't know how they get the R. There is no R in wash, but things like warsh, and that's the only one I can think of. Hello, Radio Geek. Hello. I am doing random things. So, yeah, languages are interesting. They are also troublesome creatures sometimes because they're like French. I've studied French for a while. Do not drop me in a French speaking area. I will be able to read things and figure it out, but I won't really be able to probably understand or speak it. Wonder why you say Tuesday instead of what? I don't even know how to pronounce that. Tuesday? I just say Tuesday. Or I'm wondering if the J is a typo. Tuesday. Tuesday, 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 Tuesday. Yeah, I don't know which one I say. She would add an N. Oh my goodness. Semen, Semenster. Yeah. Oh no, it's not a typo. Oh my. Oh my. Oh, Tuesday. Because I'm American? I don't know if that answer gets me away from anything. Guido's like, "Where's my Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary?" Oh, Tropical Tom says, "Heard some Midwest folks pronounce taco as taco before Taco Tuesday became popular." I have heard that in what I'm going to call the upper Midwest. So I grew up in Ohio, which is the edge of the Midwest. It's not quite like proper East Coast, but it's not Midwest. And because it's a decent sized state, um, you've got different bits. So I was going to say Wisconsin for upper Midwest. Because you get to Nevada and Oregon, and that's I sound like middle America because that's where I grew up. That's where I grew up. Uh, that makes sense. But yeah, because I think I would have heard taco. Taco sounds like Wisconsin. Because I've spent a little bit of time in Wisconsin. I remember being amused as like a young teenager hearing things like, "Where's the fountain?" And all the Wisconsin kids would be like, "You mean the bubbler?" Okay. Okay then. Taco sounds like Chicago. The Bears. Oh, favorite place I visited, America or abroad? Oh, this is hard. I have to think about this one. Um, it is kind of an unfair question. So I'll rattle off the places I've been abroad. So I've been to mainland China. That was an adventure. I was only there for 3 days. I've been to Hong Kong, Canada, Mexico, Kuwait. Technically, I've been in Iraq, Germany. I didn't leave the military base in Germany. Um, the US. Oh, Brazil. I'm like, why do I feel like I'm missing someplace? Because I forgot Brazil. Um, each place is different. I have fond memories of Hong Kong. I was my R&R while I was deployed. Um, when I was deployed, National Guard was deployed for more was you were technically on active duty orders for more than a year because you have training before you're deployed, right? And my training was basic training 2.0, and it took me a long time to not look at cars stopped at the side of the road as bombs and stop looking at tires on old cars. New tires on old cars were one of the things they taught us of, oh, there might be a bomb in this car. Years to get over that. Um, so sorry, I'm trying to think. So yeah, we got to pick anywhere, just about anywhere in the world we wanted to go to for our R&R, and I was worried that if I had gone back to the US that I wouldn't want to come back to Kuwait because some people do go AWOL that way. They go home on R&R and they're there for about 2 weeks, and then they may or may not go back like how they're supposed to. And So there's that. And they're like, well, it's a free round trip ticket to just about anywhere in the world. I was originally going to go to Japan with my sister. That fell through because I have a nephew now. And I was like, no, you need to save your money for this child. So I changed. I changed to Hong Kong, and yeah, that I saw very fond memories of being in Hong Kong. I got to. I got a lot of home cooked meals. I got a lot of food I wouldn't have had before because I stayed with a family. I got to experience Hong Kong in ways differently than a tourist would, and it was pretty cool. So I have fond memories of Hong Kong. Um, and partying in Pakistan. So Kuwait, I mostly didn't leave the base. We did day trips. I think I did day trips like once a month. And so I've been like to the Kuwaiti Towers. I've been to the Grand Mosque. The Grand Mosque is amazing and beautiful and everything. It if you ever have a chance to go and tour the Grand Mosque in Kuwait City, go. It's worth it. Kuwaiti Towers are cool because we would hit two sites a day, and the Kuwaiti Towers was usually one of them. And there was a natural, I don't want to say natural history. It was more like a small aquarium-ish thing. Maybe it was just an aquarium. There was an aquarium in Kuwait City that I got to go to, and we did a behind-the-scenes tour, and that was nice. Um, Iraq. The reason why I said I was technically in Iraq is because I was being medevaced, and we did a combat landing, which you go down really fast. It's not like landing in a regular airport where you just kind of coast, and that you gradually come down. No, you're going down as fast as you can. And I can remember we had cargo on the plane. Cargo was unloaded, and then they switched the inside of the plane up to have even more non-ambulatory patients. So cots stacked 3 high. It's wild. Some patients had entire medical teams. I was considered ambulatory, so I didn't necessarily get a bunk. I think I eventually did get a bunk. Yeah, something happened to me. I don't want to talk about it. So yeah, that's why I say it was technically in Iraq, because I never left the plane. We were on an American base. And I think the takeoff was pretty quick too. And then we landed in Germany. Brazil, I went as a tourist. And that was, I have fond memories of Brazil, and I still have, a couple people in Brazil I talked to. And I was fortunate enough. Landstuhl. I was in Landstuhl. I was fortunate enough to be with, I got to stay with a couple different people, and one was, probably closer to like the everyday Brazilian. There was no there was no carpet. They didn't have an everyday maid. They had no lawn. And the other friend I stayed with, though, like her family was wealthier. They had carpet inside their house. They had a lawn. They had a maid that was there every day. And yeah, like they had a thing. So, and I've talked to not the one from a wealthier family, because she's like married and has kids, and I don't want to bother her too much. But I've talked to the other one about visiting again, and they were essentially like, no, don't. And this was before COVID. Now it's definitely no. So, yeah. Tropical Tom says, I've gone on or into volcanoes on 4 continents. Love chasing eclipses and volcanoes. So, yeah. Yeah. Brefsmat says, Saudi, I didn't feel like going out unless I had a place to go. Yeah, I feel you. But, yeah. Space, says Adam altogether. Hey, Puck, you want to come here? Let's see if we can get a dog. Fluffy! Okay, now I hear tags. Space! Mexico, I've been, I think, just the once. Marina Mall, I may have. I don't know. I know we went to a mall. Come on. And I know I got separated from my group there, which was my own fault. Thank you. All right. Are you ready to get up and eat Cheerios for everybody? Oh. All right. Let's pull up OBS. You collapsed. You just collapsed. All right. Hold on. So I got an emote, so I'm going to thank for the emote. Oh, it's a pride crown. I can pull up OBS so I can see what's on the screen. Hey, you going to get up? Look what I got. Yeah, you want these Cheerios? And more bits! I think this is everybody's favorite part of the show, Puck. Yeah? Yeah? Oh, I can't get you. Are you just gonna eat them like that? No? Will you eat them out of my hand? There you go. He's like, no, I won't eat them out of the lid, Mom, but I'll eat them out of your hand. Yes, I did get to go to the beach in Brazil with, the one friend. Her family had a, I don't know if it was a timeshare or apartment or something, but we went to an apartment on the beach. So yeah, I got to go to the beach. That was the first time that I had remembered being in the ocean, because I'd gone like as a small child, but I couldn't remember like being in the ocean. And I actually spent New Year's Eve there. So that was pretty cool. Oh my gosh, we were out so late. So late. So late. Mexico, I went, my parents did an all-inclusive thing, so airline, yeah, you like these bits, huh? So, air ticket, airfare, resort. And the resort was like an all-you-can-eat, all-you-can-drink place. And I used that as my base, and I would go and do stuff off the resort. My parents didn't leave the resort. My dad just sat by the pool like every day, and I'm like, why would you go to a foreign country to just sit by the pool all day? So in Mexico, I went to a couple eco parks. I went to a different island to go snorkeling. Yes, I did. So I like took the inner city buses in Cancun, which isn't that big a deal because they're used to tourists, and some intercity buses, which was different because they are not used to tourists doing that. The usual way to go to eco parks in Mexico is through the travel agent at the resort, where they just put a whole bunch of you from the resort or resorts on a bus and take you all together at once. So I had a bunch of little adventures in Mexico, and I'm glad I did. Tornadoes. You had tornadoes when you were in Ohio? Did you have Buckeyes? Oh, tornado warnings. Yeah, that's normal. Are you ready for more Cheerios? Yeah, your tail's wagging. Oh, outside Xenia. That's a pretty place, actually. We'll leave that Oreo for Tinker to find later. Tornado warning in Minnesota. I was on a bus somewhere in the Midwest. Yeah, we were traveling from one point to another, weren't we, Puck? He's wagging his tail. And I guess there was an actual tornado, so we had to, like, pull over and, we took shelter in a school. And driving after that, like, saw barns off of, saw roofs off of barns, semis tipped over, trees uprooted. Like, there was a small tree when we went into the school that was fine. When we came out, it was uprooted. And, oh yeah, I could see how the siren would make you think it's a missile attack. Alright, you gonna finish this off? You're such a good boy. You're such a good boy. Yes, you are. Yeah, you just want to stay in my lap? Okay. Okay, you can be a lap dog. Tropical Tom says, whenever I hear a siren, it reminds me of Cold War drills. I am thankfully young enough to not remember those. Kerbal says, the Midwest city I'm in has tornado siren drills the first Wednesday in the month at 1 p.m. Oh my goodness. Well, it's not the first Tuesday of the month, because otherwise I'd be starting in 2 minutes. But the first Tuesday of the month, they set off all of the sirens here, and it goes for several minutes. Pamela is nice, and will remind me that it's just a thing. So, Null Denominator says, I grew up in central Illinois. If there was ever a missile attack, most of us would just walk outside and look through the tornado. Yeah, I know that feeling. High Speed Rex says, I've always wanted to see a tornado in real life. Here in Denmark, we only rarely have small water spouts. I would look at... Tornadoes are scary because, unlike hurricanes, they're not really predictable, and they do a lot of damage quickly. Like, in a very short span of time. Like, hurricanes, you see the hurricane coming. Tornadoes, you don't know when they're coming. And I can't tell you the number of times I had to take shelter in my basement. Waterproof disposable camera. Tropical Tom's like, yeah, I went out chasing a tornado. So the best way to see a real tornado is probably video. Don't go hunting them. There are people that do. There are literal storm chasers, both like amateur radio people and people that are just trying to get data or video of tornadoes. But yeah, so it's kind of terrifying. It's not something I want to experience. The number of times I've had to like be in a basement or a hallway or so, yeah. Veronica says, earthquakes are really rude. No notice. Yeah, I bet. Ugh. Earthquakes are what get me. Because I'm like, with tornadoes, you at least get a tiny bit of warning. If you're lucky. Not everywhere gets that tiny bit of warning. Hurricanes you can see coming. But, yeah. Null Denominator says, storm chasing has become such a popular thing that the road congestion causes real problems during a major outbreak. Yeah. Yeah. Tropical Tom says, hurricanes you can outrun with a bicycle. If you know they're coming, yeah. Yeah, if you don't, then, you're kind of screwed. Yeah, do you feel better? He's like, yes, thank you, Mama. Did you eat all your breakfast this morning? I didn't stay downstairs to watch. I'm going to assume, no, you really don't need to lick my face. You really don't need to lick my face. I haven't had to do an actual real tornado warning in ages. I think as long as I've had the dogs, I haven't had to do a real tornado warning. All right. Can I put you down? No? So yeah, going back to my most favoritist place I visited outside the country, I really don't know. Inside the country, that's kind of like I really enjoyed Hawaii. My makeup must taste good. How did we get on? I don't know how we got on natural disasters. Yes, I have been to Canada. Ohio, even though there's a Great Lakes separating Ohio and Canada, Ohio is relatively close to Canada. I've been to Canada before you needed a passport. Like, we took school trips to Canada, no joke. And I've been to Canada since you've needed a passport. Niagara Falls isn't that far away from. It's a car drive, but going to Niagara Falls by car is not such a crazy thing. In Ohio, where we were living. So I've been to Niagara Falls a couple times. Not sure where else I've been in Canada. Probably Toronto. And I lived in upstate New York for a while, really close to the Canadian border, and we did a military function in Canada, and we didn't need our passports, we just needed the orders, which was really weird at the border. Because when you're traveling internationally on orders, you don't show your passport. You show them your orders and your military ID. I had to do this while I was traveling out of Kuwait. Because I had given them my passport first. And she's like, you don't have a visa. And then that's when I presented my orders and my ID. I have not crossed the international date line, and I haven't been everywhere. I'd like to travel more, but it's harder now because I did like a lot of this before I had the dogs. Before, like in my early 20s. High-speed rack. It always amazes me when Americans mentally about driving places. It's just a 6-hour drive to visit family. If I drive 6 hours, I end up in France or whatever. I know, right? Remember being in Landstuhl and one of my care providers was like, I can't really stay. I have something to do in France. I was like, you're just going to drive to a whole other country? So, yeah. And Veronica, when Favorite Human and I were in Seattle, we actually thought about crossing, going and checking out, because the border's right there when you're in Seattle. But we didn't get our passports, so we didn't do it. That would have been fun, though. Ambia says, if I drive for 6 hours, I'm either in the ocean or enemy territory. Yeah. Yeah, there are U.S. states larger than Germany. Tropical Tom says, when I used to hang out in pubs in England, it always blew my mind. People would drive their cars on a ferry, go over to France just to buy cigarettes and be back in the pub in the evening. Like, I'm just gonna pop over to France for some cigarettes. Y'all want anything while I'm over there? The closest parallel I have to that right now is liquor. Liquor is kind of expensive in Illinois. It's not owned in Ohio. It was owned by the state, so it didn't matter where you went. You were paying the same price everywhere, right? Here we have discovered that is not the case. That is not the case. Liquor is not state owned, so They can set whatever price they want. We figured this out with Crown Royal Peach, which only comes out like once a year. And some of the price differences in Crown Royal Peach from store to store were something like $40. $40. Guido says, my hometown to my second home in Berlin is 550 kilometers, a 4.5 hour train ride. That's far away by our standards. Depending on who you're talking to in the US, that is also far away. If you're talking to somebody that's from the East Coast, anything that's more than a couple hours is a long drive. Oh yeah, I know I'd get the best prices, but and I need to go to a military base anyways to update my deers. Because I don't know if my deers was ever updated. Oh my. But yeah, if you talk to anybody from like the East Coast, it's anything that's like more than a couple hours is long. Ohio, I mean, more than an hour, and we'll go, that's long. But it was like an hour drive to Cleveland. It was an hour drive to Pittsburgh. So long for me was like driving to Columbus, which could be 3.5 to 4 hours. So my mental cutoff for really long is 4 hours. Like anything beyond like a couple hours is long. Anything beyond 4 hours is really, really long. In like out in Colorado, like if you grew up in rural Colorado, it was not unusual to drive like 6 hours for something. It still blows my mind. There's an airport in one of the towns we were going to. In the town, right? Like nobody had to go, but because it was cheaper to fly into Denver, we had flown into Denver with a small dog and then drove over the pass. So up into the mountains, over the pass, and back down, which took hours and hours and hours rather than just taking the cheaper flight or the more expensive flight into that city. And then found out later that there was another airport that was an hour away that was also slightly more expensive than just flying into Denver. Like, you know. And like sometimes when we did that flying into Denver or whatever, like we would have to stay overnight somewhere anyway. So how is that cheaper than just flying into the smaller airport? Anyways, things I no longer have to deal with. So you drove back and forth between San Diego and Miami like regularly? That's wild. Guido says it's about an hour and a half from Berlin to the Polish border, but where he's at, close to the Netherlands. Oh my. And for those of you wondering why alcohol would be cheaper on a military base, I think the prices are more standardized and we wouldn't pay tax. If you're able to buy things on a military base, you don't pay tax. So, there's no sales tax. Because there's no sales tax, there's no alcohol tax, there's no, like, tax on cigarettes, there's no tax on gas. Like, there's no taxes on things that are bought on base. So that's why Tom was saying that, oh yeah, it'd be cheaper if it was on the military base. But you have to get to the military base, you have to get on the military base, and you have to be eligible to buy these things. So, and there's also these stores called commissaries. They're just grocery stores. Same thing, no tax. But you have to be authorized to shop there. And general population is not. So, yeah. We've gone everywhere, Puck, huh? We have. That just blows my mind, though. Like, why would you drive cross country? 6 beer and cheese. Add them all together says about just driving to France. Tropical Tom's like, and that is why I still have my Navy girlfriend from boot camp, which I think is adorable. They also have different foods at commissaries. Yeah, they do. I have bought. That's also one of the reasons why I like going there is because they have sometimes more international selections. Because you will have had soldiers stationed in Germany. They're like, oh, I want these things from Germany. Or I think once upon a time we had a base in the UK, so you might find some UK things. And yeah, yeah. Commissaries are neat. I know. Can I put you down? He's like, no, you may not put me down. Okay. I will hug you then. He's like, this is acceptable, but I still want to lick your face. No, don't lick my face. Don't lick my face. I have stuff on my face. Oh. Okay. What were we going to show them today? Do you remember? You don't remember, do you? He's not helping me. He doesn't remember. He's like, I'll just lick your arm, Mom. That's okay, buddy. Yeah. Tropical Tom says, if we all survive the plague, I'm thinking about breaking down and asking for her hand in marriage next year. Tricare rules. Yeah. Yeah. Tricare is very affordable. So, you wanna know what? I'm gonna kick you off my lap because I want to mess with thread and stuff. He's like, don't make me, Mom. I'm just fine where I am, Mom. Are you? Will you stay here? Oh, can I even reach my thread? I don't think I can. So when is the launch? The scrub launch? Let's check that actually before I go reaching for thread and stuff. He really doesn't want to leave my lap. It still says it's on. No, wait, what? No, yeah, it's scrubbed. The launch that was supposed to happen today is now happening on Thursday, and there's a launch tomorrow morning, which we're saving for next week because I like myself. So there is no launch today. There's a launch tomorrow morning from Mars. That's Mid-Atlantic Regional Spaceport. That's the one where there was an open mic last time. Yeah, that'll be fun. So it's early tomorrow morning. So I don't know if I'm going to cover that, because it's supposed to take off at 8 a.m. my time, which means I'd be on stream at 7, which means I'd have to be up at 6:30. All I can think is that's early. I have a bad habit of not falling asleep. Oh, it's an NRO launch. Low chance of an open mic. Yeah, you'd think that. I don't know if we'll cover the launch tomorrow morning. I need to see how far I get with I need to see how far I get with the rocket roundup today. Ideally, I do a brain dump. Allie takes all of my brain dumps and all of anything that Dave's written and Gordon's written and does a once over on that, because she will take my brain dumps and turn them into pretty words. So she'll do that, and then I'll go through and do a few more edits, which it's really usually minor things. She really does the bulk of you know, taking my brain dumps and turning them into words. And then probably late tonight, once it's quiet, I will probably record. And then I'll kick the audio off back, or I'll put the audio up on a Dropbox. And then Allie will deal with the audio either, depending on how late I record tonight, she'll deal with it either tomorrow, or she usually deals with it tomorrow. But everything, if I get my act together, everything will be ready for tomorrow by tomorrow morning. So, you were running on the Brooklyn Bridge this morning at 5 a.m. Oh, Mike Cassidy. Like, I know your workout routine is something I should aspire to, especially as I get older, just because I want to be able to move around in my old age. But running hurts. Like, I get shin splints, and I don't know what the problem is, and I don't know how to fix it. Also, Ohio! Ohio! Ohio, Dave! Yeah, I get like, running hurts, and I don't like to run because shin splints, and I don't know how to fix it. Y'all should see Puck. He's like, I'm not moving. This is my spot now. So. Oh, walking is better than running. Okay, so I just need to get up and walk. Tropical Tom's like, don't run, walk. I walk marathons. Everybody's like, walk, or run. I'm like, I've always hated running. It doesn't matter if you're slow, it matters if you finish. Wayne says, I was at work at 4 a.m. or 4:30 a.m. That's because you do a very important job of delivering all the mail. Is there still like carts and baskets of mail out in the parking lot? Or has that gotten more under control? Okay, I'm gonna try to tilt the camera down just so you all can see. He's like, I'm just gonna chill in your lap, Mom. See, I'm glad it's not just me that hurts after running. I've never watched the Andromeda strain, I've just read it. Ah, okay, so Mike's like, I started running in high school to make weight. I joined the track team my senior year of high school because I knew I'd have to run during basic training, and I knew I sucked at it. And I don't think it really helped, other than, like, I probably have some small, decent, better form than if I hadn't done track. But that's when I started to get the shin splints. So by the time I went to basic training, I knew running hurt. Yeah. I was also like the slowest runner on the track team, and I only ran in meets when... How did you get away with that? Seriously, how'd you get away with that, Tropical Tom? So. Yeah, that's kind of how it is, Ambius. I remember basic training as drink more water and here's some ibuprofen. Yikes. Part of me is like, I think you're telling tall tales, Tom. But I'm not sure. But I know by meteorologist, I know you mean playing with the little wet bulb thing and checking the keeping track of the weather and the temperature. No, yeah, you still had to run for the final PT test. You still had to run for the final PT test. Dave says, I'd give it given at least one stripe to be in meteorology rather than KP. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I kind of figured. Boot camp in Orlando had high temperatures, required somebody to monitor the wet bulb and dry bulb readings every hour and apply the appropriate warning flags so people didn't die. There wasn't KP by the time I went to basic. Somebody else was. People were paid to do that. So I don't think we had to keep track of wet bulb and dry bulb temperatures either. I think somebody else did that. So it was easier to get out of guarding facilities in the territories. Wow. Easier than getting out of washing dishes. So the non-military people are going to be like, WTF is wet bulb and dry bulb. Wet bulb, I don't remember the specifics of it, but that's how we measured temperature in, I think, along with humidity, and if it was different settings, there were different warning flags. A black warning flag meant that there would be next to no physical activity. Oh, calculate relative humidity and dew point. So black flag meant there's essentially no strenuous physical activity. I think you could do like 15 minutes of strenuous physical activity an hour and then rest the other 45 minutes. Or, do low or much less strenuous work for the other 45 minutes. It may have even just been 5 minutes. I don't remember. Red, and then it went down from there. So you had black as the highest level, red, I think yellow, and then green. And green was you can do like as much physical activity as you wanted. I'm probably recalling this wrong, but I just remember being in Kuwait and having a lot of black flag days. But that's when you got up. That's when you got up before the sun did and did all your PT before the sun came up. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know what you want. Oh, okay. White was unlimited. Green was 50 minutes, 10 minutes. See, I knew I was forgetting something. I don't think I've ever seen a white flag fly. I think it's always just been green. Funny thing though, if you're in a place with a lot of snow, black flag means the roads are essentially undrivable. So, oh, no one bothers with the white flag. That explains it. I'm like, yeah, no, we're going to make sure everybody gets at least a 10-minute break. Like that seems fair. Yeah, and I don't think when I was in basic, because I did basic in Missouri, late summer, and I think we just, I think we mostly did the thing. Yeah, when it's cold out, I don't think anybody cares what flag it is, because y'all know it's gonna suck. But yeah, that's what we mean by the flags and the wet bulb and dry bulb temperatures. Okay, you are being a little pill now. Okay, I'm gonna put you down. He's like, but are you? Because I'm looking at the time and it's 10:30. You know what that means? You don't know what that means, do you? It means Mama needs to start on work. She needs to take a break. She needs to eat more food. Maybe get more coffee. Maybe take you OUT again. No, please don't lick my face. Please don't lick my face. Don't. He's like, but I want to lick your face. Yeah. Oh yeah, the con. The con is this weekend. I need to help finish setting up the, we can't go without talking about the con. Okay, I'm gonna put you down. I'm gonna put you down, buddy. Alright. Thank you for joining us. Oof. I felt that joint crack. You are getting old. Yeah, so we're having a Cosmo Quest-a-con. Tickets are $20, although most of everything is going to be streamed here on Twitch. The $20 gets you access to the Discord that I'm still working on, which is going to have direct access to vendors who might be giving a discount. I don't want to promise discounts because I don't even know how much the discount is. So a Discord that gives you access to the vendors. The $20 ticket also gives you access for the masquerade, where I think you get to both participate and vote. And the masquerade is like, I don't even have, do I? I do. No, I don't. I don't even have masks handy. But we're talking like face masks, like Corona masks. We have guests. I know we're going to have artists. I know we have a couple panels. We're going to play games of some sort. Walker's been helping with that. I know there's going to be a Ticket to Ride bracket. I think there's been a server set up just for the con. I'm not sure. A Minecraft server, excuse me. Yeah. It's not like a hangout-a-thon where it's going to be 24/7. We are planning on sleeping. And this is essentially to raise money. I forget what the goal is. This is to raise money so we can have benefits with PSI. By benefits, I mean health insurance. I think dental and vision insurance. Allie and Beth and Pamela all get their insurance through spouses. I have my insurance through the military. But being benefits eligible is nice because, like, I think the health insurance is actually a really good deal. But being benefits eligible also means we would get things like holiday pay, where we don't just take the day off for a holiday, we also get the day off paid. I think it also, being benefits eligible allows us to also get things like an iPad, maybe? I might be recalling that wrong. But there's a whole bunch of stuff that benefits eligible employees get at PSI that we don't get. And essentially, you know, we add a little bit more money to our budget. We all pay into the health insurance. And in the event that we need more health insurance, or like, I don't have dental or vision. Like, I can go and get my eyes checked, and I can get glasses, so I guess that's covered. But I don't have dental coverage, for example. Things like that. But yeah, that's what we're doing, essentially, so we can have benefits. So that's why we're doing this. The salaries are good. Don't panic about that. We're just trying to go for that little extra, and we have literally not been able to do all of this without all of your support. So yeah, tell your friends. I know Pamela tried to keep the ticket price reasonable, and we are trying to keep it as open as possible if you can't afford that $20. So it's plague times, we get it. Money is tight in a lot of places. So if you just want to hang around for a good chunk of the fun, cool. We're going to do a lot of this on Twitch. If you want some of the bonuses, cool, it's $20. That's it. Probably no cool laminated passes. Pamela and I cannot be trusted to mail anything. I still have finished face masks that need to go out to friends. Don't trust us to mail anything. But yeah, that's the rundown of the con, as much as I know. Any questions? I know I need to harass nicely my friends on Facebook, who are going to be like, why are you doing this? Be like, please, please. I'm definitely out of coffee, though. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. And yes, having teeth is good. I still have all of my teeth, but yeah, I would like to go somewhere other than a thing. Oh, you're welcome, Tom. Oh no, you can't pay with PayPal. Oh no. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're using Kindful, which is something PSI is switching to, and I don't know how Kindful works, but that's what we're doing the thing. Yeah. Poor Tropical Tom has driven out at least 2 or 3 times to go try to catch one of the SpaceX launches live and has had to turn around and come back each and every time. I think you did get to go to KSC though, so that's fun. That's fun. Yeah. Do it the next time with my helmet camera video. Yeah, yeah. If I felt comfortable about getting on a plane and traveling right now and be like, all right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Add them all together is I too have payment problems, but will cheer loudly. Yeah, anybody that doesn't, because I know some viewers that watch don't have PayPal. I know some don't have like Amazon account links. Oh, thank you for the bits. I'm just gonna throw Cheerios at the dog. I think I need to fill the jar up with Cheerios. I can't, my hand doesn't quite fit in the thing. Hey Puck, you want some Cheerios? Here, I'm just gonna set this down. I'm gonna put them right here. And we'll put them on the plastic where he can hear them. Yeah, I know some people like don't have credit cards or don't want to use their credit cards, whatever. Just do what you can. If you can't, that's okay. That's okay. Okay, so it was an hour and a half, probably-ish. And we have had lots of randomness because it is a random Tuesday, as it always is. And I'm going to... Oh yeah, yeah, it's on next week's show. I'm not getting... No, Dave. We're wrapping up Cosmo Quest. We're gonna finish Rocket Roundup tonight or today. I don't know how much is written. I haven't looked at it. But yeah, no, it's next week's show. If I'm really on the ball, I'll start the file for next week, and you can just have at it. So... Oh, you're not getting the emails. Yes, we will cover it. You're not getting the emails from Kindful. I will relay that to Pamela. Yeah, I was going to say, if anybody has a problem with, Kindful, reach out to us. The fastest response you're going to get is on Discord. And, yeah, we'll get to all of that. So, yeah. Hi, Zine. Bye, Zine. Yeah, because I need more coffee. But yeah, reach out to us on Discord if you're having problems with Kindful. Yeah. Yeah. I need more coffee. I totally need more coffee. Alright, so let me find all the credits and all that stuff so I can run all the credits. Because I'm never ready for this. Ever, ever. I think I would be by now. This is like the easiest production-wise. Easiest show production-wise I do. Because I don't switch things all the time. But here I am, still struggling with the credits. Okay, there they go. So yeah, this has been a production of PSI, it's Planetary Science Institute. Arcadia Explorers, Solar System and Beyond. 501c3 nonprofit, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We are here thanks to you, so thank you for being awesome. Yeah, there's the con this weekend, and I think that's all to say. Daily Space will be here in what, an hour and a half? And I'm gonna go work on Rocket Roundup for tomorrow. So I will see you all tomorrow with rockets. And we'll talk about all the rockets that went off while I took the week off. I'm not pleased about this. Anyways, until next time, have a wonderful insert time of day here. Wash your hands, wear a mask, and keep being awesome. And I will see you soon. Bye. Awkward transition time.